Hashtag AmandaRachLee. Hello everyone, it's Mando. Welcome back to my channel. Today I have a very special guest with me.
Hello, Generation DIY.
We are finally sitting down and filming together. You guys have been asking for this video ever since we met. We met at like Playlist Live.
Yeah, in April.
Yeah, but we have been buddies ever since. So this has been a long time.
Geminis!
Yeah, we're like, wait, when's your birthday again?
June 5th.
Yeah, and I'm June 16th. So like, we're like twins.
We are actually very similar.
And I thought since back to school season is upon us, we could do a little back to school advice video. We'll be talking about like organization tips, planning, note taking, all of the things to help you guys be a success.
Be a successful student.
Infomercial.
Call 1-800-999
for
good
students.
students.
Yeah. You guys always ask me for my advice on school and like being organized and stuff, so I thought this would help you guys out. And on Jennifer's channel, we're gonna be doing another video.
We're gonna be answering school-related questions, and we give advice on social topics like making friends.
Yeah, first year of school.
Yeah, like drama, like tips for surviving school, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So
between our two videos, you'll have a lot of advice.
It'll be an ultimate school survival guide.
Whether it's actually good advice,
you'll have to judge for yourself.
But I mean, hopefully it helps you out in some way. Let's get started. Let's do it. All right, so tip number one for me, I found that when I was like taking notes, it helped me a lot when I didn't straight up copy word for word the notes. I feel like a lot of people do that and they think that's studying, but you won't actually remember stuff. I feel like you have to like, paraphrase or shorten or find a way to like make things stick in your mind. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
I know what you mean. Yeah. And also, to add on to that, make sure you write them out by hand and not type them, because typing doesn't actually do anything. Yeah. It's like too fast.
I feel like it's no surprise that I encourage like handwritten things. Not everyone learns that way. I know like some people learn like audio. Like audibly. So I've heard of some people who like record their notes and will like listen to it later, which I think is a good idea if that works for you.
So my tip is to use the self-control app. So this is an app that you can download onto your computer, and you can choose specific websites to blacklist or whitelist. I typically do all the social media websites, like Netflix, Hulu, like Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, like all of that, and I'll do it for however long that I need to be studying or working for. And this works really well because like I know that I'm gonna want to go there and browse.
And it works too because even if you close the app, things are still blocked, so you can't even cheat your way out of it.
I tried to finesse it by like restarting my computer. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. You gotta like delete the app. But then when you get to that point,
not today, sis.
I know. When you get to that point, it's like you're not gonna do it because you're like, oh, I'm supposed to be working.
Yeah. So another tip in terms of productivity and not procrastinating is the Pomodoro method. I think that's what it's called. Yes. This is something that I've used in my daily life and I found it really, really helpful. And it's basically you work for 25 minutes, you take a 5-minute break, and then after 4 of those cycles, I think, then you can take a 15-minute break, like a longer break. There's actually a timer website, which I'll link or whatever, and it has all of those time intervals set up. And it'll, make a noise whenever the 25-minute interval or 5-minute interval is up. And it just really helps because sometimes like a task is so daunting. Yeah. But if you think about it, working for 25 minutes is not that big of a deal. And then you can like go on your phone at the 5-minute break. And it's better than just like being always distracted by your phone and stuff.
Yeah, it's true. And also you like have a little reward in mind. You're like, oh, I can work my way to this. And I earn my break time.
I think it doesn't have to be like exactly those numbers, like 25, 5, 15. You can actually set it up to skew the time intervals so that it works for your schedule. I think it's effective.
Okay, so my tip is to break your tasks down into smaller tasks. For me, writing essays was like the most daunting thing, and so I would put it off to the last minute. But if you think about it, you can break it down to really small little things that you can do really easily, like number 1, research. And you can even break that down even littler. You can research about a certain topic and then just do these little steps, and then you can plan out, do your outline. And make sure you plan out like realistically how much time it would take, because I find that if I plan out too rigorously, I get stressed and
and then when you like break your schedule, you're like
and you just like give up and you're like, well, I'll just do it tomorrow.
Yeah. My tip was kind of in line with that. It was like prioritize your task list, because sometimes when I have too long of a to-do list, I'm just like, you know, stressed. So I'll think like, okay, if all else fails, what 3 or like 5 things do I need to get done today? As long as you do those things, at least you've done your main tasks for the day, and like you can, you know, next day prioritize the next 5 tasks.
Okay, so my next tip is to get out of your freaking room, because whenever I studied in my room, I would just get distracted by all the things, anything that was on my desk, like my makeup or like water bottle, like literally anything.
Yeah, I'm so bad about this, especially because if your bed is right there, like it's so easy for you to just go on your bed and like screw around on your phone or just like watch something quickly.
Everything is so familiar that you're like, you just like get distracted easily. But say you're at like a cafe or the library, everyone is kind of doing their own thing there, and you kind of feel motivated to do whatever you're
It's also like, I don't want to be judged if someone sees me on Facebook. So I'm like, okay, gotta work because everyone else is working.
Yeah.
But even if you can't go to a cafe, because I know like not everyone has like a cafe or a library readily available, as long as you split up your workspace and your leisure space, like don't work in your bed and don't, you know, watch stuff at your desk, because then in your head you'll think like, oh, I'm in my bed, like
it doesn't feel like you're working. Like even if I've been working for a long time, like in my bed, I feel like I've been lazy. And like I feel like my productivity is lower because I'm too comfortable.
And it makes it easier for you to get distracted, because in your bed you're like in leisure mode, so you're like, oh, like I could get this done.
I could like take a nap right now. I could just like YouTube.
And not only that, it also worsens your sleep quality. I used to do a lot of work in my bed. I found that it was harder for me to sleep in my bed, because then
really?
Yeah, because then I would find like, oh, I'm in my bed, gotta do some work, or like gotta be on my phone, or you know, it's just confusing. So split that up, and you're good to go.
Or even I would go to, like, if you can't go outside your house, I would just like work on the dining room table where there were other people there. Like my brother was also there doing work, or like my mom was there like doing her thing.
Just nice to have company.
To keep you like distraction free.
Or maybe just like have friends over, be like, we can like have a study day.
It's very effective to do work and study with people who are also productive.
If they're not though, then it can be it can be distracting,
chaotic.
Maybe you gotta consider who you're inviting over to your house.
I feel like you should know like who is gonna be on track or not.
I get a lot of questions about back to school bullet journal spreads, which I do have a whole video about that, so you can check that out. My general tip is to keep things simple for back to school spreads, especially because obviously you're not gonna have time to do full on doodles. So you can either maybe do spreads ahead of time, or just keep spreads like very black and white with just black outlines. And I also recommend that you have a spread that does a lot of things. Instead of having like individual tracker pages, maybe have a tracker integrated into your weekly spread. I recommend you check out that video. I honestly think that those spreads, if I was in school now, that's what I would be using.
I definitely follow Amanda's tutorials, so highly recommend from a third party.
She's a little doodle.
I am. I love the doodling and stuff, so I do that more when I have time. But when I am kind of swamped, I literally just do lines to separate the days, and then numbers.
Or even just if you literally just write the day, you can even do it in like cute lettering, and then just write a list. Like that is the easiest way to do it. Whatever works for you. I know that when I was in high school, they gave us the school planners. And I found that even then I was personalizing my planner a little bit to make it a little bit better for me. Like I would draw a line down the day, and on one side I would plan out like any specific events that I had on that day, or plan out the timeline of my day, like, oh, this time to this time I would study for this. And then on the right side, it would be like a task list. So even if you have to use your school planner, or if you want to use like a pre-made one, there's still ways for you to integrate specific things to make you a little bit more productive.
I would recommend always having an option to like check it off, or like color in the thing. Because it makes you feel so good about yourself.
There's nothing better than seeing your like completed to-do list all checked off.
I know.
Amazing.
Okay, so my next tip is for those of you who have a hard time keeping up with what the teacher is saying in class. I definitely had these moments where I was like, can you like repeat the whole past hour? But my tip for that is to read ahead of the class. So if you know what topic is coming up and you have a textbook, I would definitely, like, even if you just skim it over, at least you'll know what's coming up and you'll be slightly more prepared.
I think especially for college and university, since they give you an outline of like the whole syllabus, it's really easy for you to plan ahead for that. I feel like it'll just make the information like sink in a little bit better, because then it's not like you're learning brand new concepts and trying to understand at the same time. It's more like the teacher's kind of like confirming the knowledge.
Yeah. And also, if you have any questions while you're going over the stuff beforehand, you can ask it during class.
And like maybe write it down or something.
Yeah.
So this has to do with studying, but personally, I found that having some sort of white noise or like chill music. I could never study with music that had lyrics in it. I don't know
never.
Yeah, like I find that so distracting, and especially if it's a good bop, I'll just like start chanting out. So I always like, I'm sure you guys have seen those like lo-fi beats to
literally everyone. I think it's like 20 million views.
Yeah, and that like anime girl who's just like sitting at her desk.
Yeah.
But honestly, it works though, because it's just very low-key music that is almost like if there's like a line of the beats of the music, it's very chill, so it's really easy for me to zone out and start focusing. And if that sort of music is not your thing, try white noise, like ambient noise. It's almost just like, it's not static, but it's like it's actually called white noise. Sometimes I'll do that, sometimes I'll do rain noises.
I always did rainy mood.
Rainy mood, yes.
Yeah,
like,
rainymood.com.
It's great, and honestly, it really helps you focus instead of just being like in silence.
Yeah, it definitely put me in the zone.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, it's kind of ambient.
Yeah, and I think it's the same sort of concept as being in a library or a cafe when there's stuff happening around you
that's like unfamiliar.
Yeah, it's just like, oh, I gotta do my thing.
Yeah. Another thing you can put on is, some people have these YouTube videos where they do like study with me's, and like literally they're just like doing their thing, so it feels like you're studying with someone, and it's kind of just like a cool virtual study buddy.
I mean, I've done Get Productive with me's, so it's like the same.
Oh, check out Amanda's Get Productive with me's.
Yeah, no, but it really helps, honestly. Like, I think that's the reason why those videos are popular, is because people get encouraged when you watch other people doing things, and you're like, oh, I guess I should be doing that.
Yeah.
Okay, to end off this whole thing, I wanted to do a little like self-care tip, because yes, it's good to be organized and work hard and like have all of this, but I know it can get a little stressful, so just make sure you take time to yourself and take some breaks, you know?
Wow. We love self-love.
Yeah, self-love, especially in college and university.
Oh, yeah.
I think it can be hard. Like, there can be moments where it's just very stressful and you're like, why am I even doing this? Like, this is too much.
I think literally every college student is like, I need to drop out.
Yeah. And like, it can get very, very overwhelming, but in those moments it's like, gotta take a breath, remember why you're doing it.
And also remember that everyone is also feeling this way.
Yeah. There's this idea that everyone needs to have everything together. Honestly, I get all these comments a lot too, where it's like, your life is so together, you're so organized, and like, trust me guys, I promise you, I am not most
Take
of the
it
time.
from me. Amanda is...
Okay, well, don't
Okay, well, you know what, it's fine. Amanda's very great and very productive, but also she has her human moments.
Yeah, exactly.
That's all I'm trying to say.
But yeah, like, it's okay to like be a mess sometimes, as long as you really take a moment and then you can attack. What am I trying to say?
Oh, how cute and wholesome.
You guys
That's
get
a
it.
good way to end off the video.
Alright guys, so that's all the tips we have. Hopefully it helped you out a little bit, just from two people who have had some school experience.
Just a little bit.
Just a little. Again, we filmed a video over on Jennifer's channel where it was more like school advice and making friends and that sort of stuff. So if you're interested in that, check it out.
But it's a fun time.
It is a fun time.
It's a generation... Wait, no.
Hashtag AmandaRachLee DIY. If you guys did enjoy this video, be sure to give a thumbs up and click that bell button down below so you never miss a new video from me. Unfortunately, the next video will not have Jennifer in it.
Sad.
So if you want Jennifer to fly to Toronto,
I did not know that was ensuing.
we're just.
How about you fly to Vancouver? How about that's a thing?
I'm just unleashing the little doodles on you. Anyways.
Seems like an after the video conversation.
Alright guys, I hope you have a great day. Good luck going back to school. Do not worry, you guys got this. Keep doodling.
You do you.
Yes, you do you. Keep doodling, and I'll talk to you in the next one.
Bye.
Bye guys.